Taylor here. We have Geo, Baxley, Brunswick, and we are here with your second SMART session. And today we are working on place again, but this time we're working it in the red zone, the zone where these two have fought before and many times after that. So this is a hard area for these two to be in together. We would not have done this without doing the previous training first, the training where we had the gate between them and stuff like that, trying to discern if the desensitization and rehabilitation that we have been doing is that we wanted to see first with the gate if it was working, and with the gate it was working, and now we took the step forward of actually training them, albeit further away and on leash in the area where they have fought before, and they have been doing great today. So yes, they're just working on place, but we are also going to add an element of Brunswick moving around in this red zone, which was a trigger for her in the past, which caused her to have those, to start those fights in the past. Now that being said, I'm going to first talk about Brunswick, because I work with Brunswick today. Brunswick is right here off camera, you can't see him. Brunswick worked on place, but I also use a new place. There is a bed that was right here, you know what I'm talking about. It's a large cushiony bed, and I noticed that he tends to not want to lay down on the place. I have many different theories as to why. I know that I think he has, you said he had issues with his legs, His legs, yeah. And since he had issues with his legs in the past, it may be that going up and down on a flat surface may be very uncomfortable for him. So asking him to redo place over and over again during the session may be too much for him. So I decided to get a large cushiony surface. I did that, and it was working for a while. He was a little reluctant, not reluctant, he was just a little confused about me asking him to go to place on a cushiony surface. But eventually I noticed that he started to lay down and do place on the ground. So I think also he gets hot, so he wants to be close to the ground. So it's like two different things that he wants at a certain time. We like to compromise with our dogs and figure out which place surface is the most comfortable for them. But for Brunswick, this one has been winning. Over time, this was the one that's winning. If we find that he tends to sit more than lay down on the place, honestly, I don't mind as long as he stays on that mat. I don't care if he sits or lays down. That's different from what I usually recommend. I usually recommend only down. But for Brunswick, since we know that he has issues in the past with his legs, whatever he wants to do, sit or lay down, as long as he stays on that place, I'm okay with it, okay? Because we are working with a little bit of a medical issue too, and I hope that makes sense. We also want to make sure that we think about the comfort of the dog. Now, we're doing place. I'm also adding distance and distractions. I'm walking away from him, sitting down, playing around with kibble, doing all the different stuff. I'm gonna try to get that on camera. Now going to Brunswick, Baxley. Gio's doing just about the same thing with Baxley, adding distance to it, and also she is sitting down. Can she hold the place? Can Baxley hold the place while Gio sits down on the couch? And can she stays there if Gio talks to me, or do something on her phone, or wiggle her legs, wiggle her arms, do things like that? Can you stay on the place while I do X, Y, and Z here? While I do X, Y, and Z here, not there. Not just on the phone, pretending that she is not, ignoring her, pretending that she's not training, which is huge. We like to pretend that we're not training when we train dogs, because sometimes when we're training, you have a treat pouch on, the dog knows that we are training. We are in the mindset of actually working with them. But for Baxley, you want to make sure that, okay, well, I'm on the phone now, can you still do it? I'm talking to Taylor now, can you still do it? Hope all that makes sense. Anyway, I've spoken enough. I'm going to get started, and let me show you exactly what we did. Are you giving me your butt? All right, so come on. All right. Place. Baxley, leave it. Let me scratch for a second. Place. So Baxley getting petted right now. It's really important that he can still do his behavior. Listen to cues regardless of what's going on. I'm not going to go over there. Can you place, even though Gio is baby talking, Baxley? Good job. I'm going to move away from Brunswick. I'm walking behind the camera. Messing with his food. Walking away from him. He got up. I'm going to go back and ask him to his place. Brunswick, place. Good boy. I'll give him a treat in a second. Good job. Try to teach him that getting up and getting back down isn't what's going to give him the reinforcement. Staying there is going to get you the reinforcement. Staying there amongst the distractions. We'll get you the reinforcement. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I am not going to say stay. Place is a natural stay. Leave it. Stay place. So Gio sat down next to him. I believe that's when he walked forward. Good job.
Baxley, leave it. Go to your place. Yes.
Baxley is feeling particularly hot today. She has been giving her all of her personality to us today. This is hard for Brunswick. Gio has not trained him today, but she's sitting so close to him and ignoring him. He wants to be involved when she's doing leave it. Good job. Also using leave it too. Gio's a leave it as well. There was a moment where Gio was whispering his name. I told him to leave it, and that was a leave it. Leave it. Go to your place. Go ahead. This is hard for Baxley.
Very hard.
Baxley, leave it. That was really good.
Yes.
It's also really important to remain calm.
Yes.
This probably made your heart drop this time. They're doing great though. Don't nip her.
I know, she's like, ah, I love these shoes. Not my shoes.
Sir. Hi. Place?
Yes.
You can do. So it's also hard part for Brunswick. I have not asked for place sitting yet, so he's like, what? I have reinforced it while sitting, but I haven't asked for it while sitting. I usually ask for it while standing close to it. Something that I want to fix as we go along. We want to be able to ask for place no matter where you are, and the dog targets it.
Baxley.
Baxley really wants to be involved with the action. We have everybody over here except for her. This is hard for her.
Yes.
I'm going to sit right here. Oh, it's hard, okay. Good boy. You're doing a good job. Try again. Okay.
Baxley, leave it.
I'm going to sit right here. So that's hard, but you know.
Fix it. Baxley, go to your place. Almost. You do a little bit.
A little bit of frustration from Baxley right there. That's why she's going for Gio's shoes. But working with it, you know. We're also at the end of their session, so they're very tired. So this is really common to see our dogs kind of like tap out and like, I don't want to do this, or I don't understand this. All these things come into play.
Yes.
I have not walked this way. So if sitting down was too much, I want to break it down. The furthest I go from him.
Don't do that. Let's go back to your place. Work harder.
The longest place was done with Brunswick. The longest place I've done with Brunswick. And the most distracting place I've done with Brunswick. Stay next to Baxter. The most distracting. Both of them were good.
Baxley's place is also being refined. She's figuring out that barking is not what's getting her treats faster. It is in fact remaining calm and quiet on this mat. It's a little different than last time because we have been practicing it not in the red zone, and there is a carpet here, so there's they have to figure out which exact square they're supposed to be, or direction they're supposed to be on. So a lot of problem solving going on. Most importantly, by working together and practicing all the cues that we've been working on thus far, they are learning how to be in this space, what they are allowed to do, what they aren't allowed to do, and also learning that just being amongst each other is a good thing. Another thing to know about this structure is it may not always be forever, but it's really important to place this structure and really give them a strong foundation to work off of And then in the future, you may allow one dog to visit while another is remaining stationed, or vice versa. But for the time being, during red zone times, both of them should be stationed if they are both present. Both of them should always remain leashed, and I recommend a harness because it's a lot easier to grab bulky dogs when they are wearing a harness. But they are doing fantastic today. I do not recommend any practicing exceeding from 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes max, and then separating them again, just making sure that there are no incidents. But they are doing great, very happy with this. If this is something you are going to practice, I do not recommend turning on the TV or being distracted. However, doing things like you're pretending not to pay attention to them is fine, such as doing mundane tasks like checking your phone or pretending to read a magazine.
Good. Well, I saw that. That was hard. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so we're having a fake conversation while these dogs are being on their places.
No, man, that's not me.
Baxley, this is not it. She's trying to influence the game, trying to get us to get her to do something right so she can get rewarded.
Faster.
She's a bit manipulative. This is cute. This is not allowed, especially with Brunswick in the area. She needs to learn that the space that she's allowed to be in is over there. We do know that in the moments that there have been the most extreme fights, so to speak, it is because she has been comfortable in this space, a bit too comfortable, and then for whatever reason she was triggered by Brunswick for literally no reason. And so this is something that's a no. It's like, no ma'am, we're asking for you to do place. We need to make sure that she's listening and she understands how to listen first before we allow her back into this space so that she's comfortable. Because if she gets it in her head that she's like not cool with Brunswick, you need to be able to stop her before she acts on that impulse. Yes. She's working extra hard for the treats.
Yep. I'm also starting to not phase out, but vary when I give Brunswick a treat. He's doing good, he can do this. So the treats happen a little less frequently. But when they do happen, I have been jackpot treating him 1, 2, 3 treats, but thank you for doing that. So it still worked for him. He's still learning, this is not done. I will say the hardest thing for Brunswick right now is going to the place when we ask him to. He's still learning how to go to the place. He knows it from if I stand right here. I want him to know it from maybe if I'm standing further away, if I'm sitting, place, he still does it, just like that. So, work in progress, he's doing really good. That's amazing today.
Yep. The next time we plan on working with a little bit more energy. It's very obvious that this is very low energy, not a whole lot of impulse. Typically when there are aggressive events, it is because there's some burst of energy somewhere. So we want to make sure that we give them the foundation, the opportunity to succeed first, and then we're going to make it a lot harder.
All right, guys, that's it for the video. A long video. Sorry about that. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
See ya.